We're joined now by Dr. John Michael Riley to talk about the latest in the crop markets. And John Michael, a lot of stock market stuff in the news this week. And the question top of mind for me was any impact on crops?
Absolutely. Seeing some topsy-turviness in that market, but luckily, for the most part, at the agricultural farm level, we don't always see that spill over into what we experience with our ag market prices. It is impactful, no doubt. I don't want to shy away from that, but for the most part, the biggest impact is how these events are playing into the value of our dollar, because that is where it is most impactful in our crop markets. Cotton generally the most impacted by changes in how our dollar is valued to others across other currencies. We also export about any given year about half of our wheat, about half of our soybeans, but very little corn. So cotton typically the most impacted.
So let's kind of run the numbers for crops, and there is kind of some good news for some of them to talk about this week. So let's start with wheat.
Absolutely. Wheat has seen a lot of strength over the past few days. It's up about 20 cents from middle of last week, and a lot of that has to do with some optimism as it relates to exports. We're continuing to see some strength in exports. We're obviously, kind of starting into where the crop is really important in its growth and development for winter wheat. And in Oklahoma, 46% rated good to excellent, this most recent report. Only 21% poor and very poor. So those are, I would say on average, but still showing signs of some hope there.
In terms of corn prices, what are you seeing of late?
Last time we visited, talked about how corn was trying to buy some acres, some strength in corn relative to soybeans. That's still present, not nearly as strong as it was at the beginning of February, but certainly corn is one of those that is continuing to show strength as opposed to soybeans. That again has to do with, again, not as strongly exported, but showing some signs of strength there on the export market.
So talking about soybeans, a bit of a downturn?
Well, it's been up and down, but mostly down over the past few days. Strong supplies, not just here in the U.S., but globally, and that's putting a little bit of pressure on the soybean market. And again, a lot of the strength that we're seeing talking about corn buying acres is mostly due to some weakness in soybean prices.
You mentioned cotton and some of the pressures with the value of the dollar. What does that look like a little bit more in depth?
Cotton has improved over the past few days as the dollar has weakened relative to those other currencies. Again, we export so much of our cotton, and that has cotton has buoyed off of the weakness in the dollar, and we have seen some upticks in price there.
The WASDE being released this week, any big themes you're keeping an eye on?
At this time of the year, certainly no real big changes that USDA is implementing into the report, but right now I think the biggest thing they're keeping an eye on is how trade policy is impacting our markets.
All right. Great information, John Michael. Thanks a lot. We'll see you again soon.